What's up, B.N.H family? Today we got Wayne Gretzky, all-time leader in points and assists. Man, this is my first time reacting to Wayne Gretzky. I never seen him play. Of course, I heard of him before because, you know, he is one of the greats. You always hear about the greats, no matter if you watch the sport or not. But I never watched hockey. Let's get into it. I really don't know what to expect. All I know is he's that dude. You know, they call him the Michael Jordan of hockey. You know, or either Jordan. I think he's before Jordan, so maybe Jordan's maybe it's the other way around. But anyway, let's get into it.
Nobody expected it.
It's with mixed emotions, a heavy heart, that the Edmonton Oilers have agreed to trade Wayne Gretzky to Los Angeles.
We had spent all this time together building this dynasty and the brotherhood that we had.
Always get the great players.
How do you let somebody like that go out of your life that you've spent so much time with? That whole city went in the mourning.
Wayne Gretzky has been traded. The man hockey fans call the Great One is going to the United States.
Promised Mess I wouldn't do this.
Looking back now and many years later, for the good of hockey might have been the best thing ever.
They called it the trade of the century. Number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
It's an incredible moment in the history of the National Hockey League because it's changed our game forever, expanded our game.
I'm not sure there'd be any teams in the Sun Belt without Wayne. I don't think there'd be a Ducks. I don't think there'd be a Panthers or a Lightning.
Wayne was a crossover personality. He was someone that non-hockey fans knew about.
Wayne Gretzky.
So Wayne Gretzky is the one that pretty much put hockey on the map in the United States. Wow. See, I never knew that. That's GOAT status right there. That's legendary. So he's the one that when he left Canada and went to the United States to play, that's what got us watching it. It's always
Great
that
One transcended accolades achieved on the ice to become a cultural icon with an immeasurable impact on hockey. Even as a youth player in Brantford, Ontario, Gretzky made headlines.
We always saw Gretzky. We were always aware of Gretzky. Newspaper stories about this 13-year-old phenom. Where was he going to play?
16, 17 had a great year in junior hockey. The NHL had a rule that you had to be 20 years old. Fortunately for me, there was a sort of an outlaw league of guys that didn't care and take the best young players they could get.
Only 17 years old, Gretzky signed with the World Hockey Association's Indianapolis Racers, but played just 8 games before being traded to the Edmonton Oilers. In 1979-80, the WHA and Oilers were absorbed by the NHL. That season, Gretzky began rewriting the record books, becoming the youngest player to score 50 goals and capturing his first of 8 consecutive Hart trophies. In his second season, he set new marks for assists and points and won his first of 10 Art Ross trophies.
It just escalated to the point where we're going, okay, there's no end to his ability to break records.
In 1981-82, he challenged Maurice Richard and Mike Bossy's record of 50 goals in 50 games.
At 45 goals in 38 games, I remember thinking, I better not mess this up.
We drove with each other to the rink. This is Gretzky. He's just always confident. Oh, I feel good, man. I think I'm going to get 5 tonight. I said, well, why 5? He goes, well, if I get 5, this is my 50th and 39th game.
Cutting inside of Hoffmeyer. Score! What a goal!
The trick was to get his face flushed because then he never seemed to get tired. And that game, that's where he was.
Empty net chance for Gretzky with 5 seconds. He's moving in. He scores!
He believed he was going to do it. Just believed he was going to do it.
50 goals in 39 games. He's got 50 goals before anybody else got 30.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't watch hockey. I don't know too much about it, but I do know, I do watch, like on the ESPN app, I watch the scores, and they don't score a lot of points. So that 50 points in 30 games by one person, I know for a fact that's a lot of points. You know what I'm saying? Just based off what I've seen, because I know their games be like really low. So that's crazy. 50 just by one person. Because I've seen a lot of the games, it'd be like 1-0, 2-1, and he doing 50 and 30.
Gretzky reached previously unimaginable heights that season, scoring a record 92 goals and 212 points. He collected 205 or more points 4 times, including a record 215 in 1985-86. No other player in NHL history has scored 200.
He wasn't big, but he was so much smarter than everyone else.
Wayne played chess, and he was playing 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 moves ahead of everybody.
My forte of my game was to play behind the net, and I just sort of mastered it and practiced it and worked on it day in, day out.
His anticipation can only be described as pure genius.
Don't lose any. Win every shift.
When I got traded to Edmonton, first thing Glenn Sather said to me was, one day you're going to be captain of this team, and one day we're going to be in the National Hockey League, and one day you're going to lift the Stanley Cup. And it all came true.
After 4 Stanley Cups in Edmonton, Gretzky began the next chapter of his career with the Los Angeles Kings in 1988-89. On October 15th, 1989, Gretzky was on the verge of passing his childhood idol Gordie Howe for the league's all-time lead in scoring.
We were on the road and we kept thinking, man, he's going to do it in Edmonton. He's going to do it in Edmonton.
He's done it! Wayne Gretzky, the great one, has become the greatest of them all.
He scored the goal to break the record. And then he gets back on the ice in overtime and scores a winner.
Gretzky led the Kings to their first Stanley Cup final in 1993, powered by a hat trick in Game 7 of the Campbell Conference Final, a performance often regarded as the best of his career. The following season, he passed Howe as the league's top all-time goal scorer. He was traded to the St. Louis Blues, where he finished the 1995-96 season, before ending his career with the New York Rangers.
The last word on a wonderful career belongs to the fans.
His number 99 has been retired league-wide, the only player bestowed that honor. He retired with a mind-boggling 2,857 points. No one else has eclipsed 2,000.
League-wide, I don't think no sport did that. Let me think. Nah, I can't think of no other sport that retired a jersey league-wide. Nah, basketball, no. Football, I don't think so. Damn.
He holds or shares dozens of NHL records, many of which appear unbreakable. But perhaps no statistic is more reflective of Gretzky's incomparable greatness than this. Even if he had never scored a goal, Gretzky's 1,963 assists would rank above all other players in career points. Yet, his greatest impact remains having exposed countless hockey fans to a sport that they never would have loved if he hadn't put on skates.
Wayne was the epitome of what it is to be a National Hockey League star. To be around him was to be around royalty.
Wayne Gretzky, as a teenager, understood what he was going to be to the game of hockey, and we all benefited.
It's a great game. Anytime and anywhere I can go to help push and promote the game of hockey, I feel it's an honor for me to be part of it. I didn't do it to make the paper or get on TV. That wasn't really even sort of the mindset. We just played for fun.
For the love of the game. All the great ones got that. Man, yeah. I'm gonna have to watch some more on him, cause, wow. Damn, I didn't know that. So he's pretty much the reason why we watch. Well, he's like the reason why hockey is as big as it is now in the United States. We really wasn't up on it until he got into the league. And they retired his jersey league-wide. That's GOAT status right there. I like I said, I can't think of no. If y'all know a player in another league that did that, let me know. I can't think of no other player they got their jersey retired league-wide. I heard them talking about doing it for a couple other players, but I don't think they did it, though. Man, that's crazy. And they say he came into the league at 17. See, I didn't know. So that, see, I didn't know hockey. So hockey coming in out of high school, like a lot of players coming in out of high school playing hockey. Because 17 is, I think that's how old Kobe, I think Kobe was like 17. Or was LeBron 17, like 17 going on 18? Man, balling. But man, let me know, you know, if y'all want me to react to more hockey, more Wayne Gretzky. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.